Alright guys, today we're going to be reacting to Andrew School's woman who thinks it's a man's job to go and delete themselves in war. Let's jump in.
Giving you a headache to know that men have to be drafted?
No, it's like everyone has their own opinion. Like, I respect everyone's individual opinions, but I just don't want my right to be taken away because I'm a woman and you want me to fight in a war. Okay, your opinion is your
No,
opinion.
I don't want your right to vote to be taken away. I just want you to
fight in a war.
Be drafted.
That's your thoughts.
Yeah, but don't you think that would be fair? Like, okay,
No,
so
too freaking bad.
you don't think it's fair?
No,
That's not what's happening now.
Why
We
would
got the
that
upper
not be
hand.
fair?
because I can't fight in a war like how a man could. And if
What
I
do you
was
mean?
trained to, I would love to. But I'm not trained. I'm not knowledgeable on war methods and techniques on how to defend my country. That's just an opinion. Like, if you want me to fight a war, that's your opinion. I like where I'm at right now, and I like my
We
right.
don't have
here,
to.
let me ask you
I like
this.
my right to vote.
That's amazing.
Yeah, let me
I
ask
like
it
my
to you
right
like this
to
then.
vote.
Do you think it's unfair then that in order for men to be allowed to vote and to receive other sorts of benefits, they have to register for the selective service, which makes them potentially subject to forced military conscription? Do you think that's unfair?
No,
You don't think it's unfair?
Wow.
No.
Why is it not unfair?
because you're a man.
What does that have to do with anything?
Do your job.
What is that?
That's like
Do your job, she said. Listen, folks. Man, guys, you guys have to listen.
She's
Do
just saying
your job.
it's like gender roles. She's saying like
Are you a virgin?
it doesn't.
Do your job.
She's
Are you
saying
a
that
virgin?
it's gender roles. If
Okay,
a man is a
I
provider,
can
like
play this
everyone
game
is saying,
too. Are you a virgin?
but that doesn't have anything to do with the
Do
It
it.
context.
absolutely has
How?
everything to do.
How?
Yes, female virginity has been more, what's the term? Has more import to men than it does the reverse. You want to talk about traditional gender roles?
I'm not talking about traditional gender roles. I just say you're
Then what are you
asking
talking
me
about?
about wanting to be fighting
Like
in
the
the war. I
physicality
don't
of a
wanna fight in
man.
war.
Should women
I
be
don't have
paid
to.
equally? Should women
I
be
thank
paid
God
equally?
that
If
I
they can
have
do
the
the
power
job
that I have
equally,
now.
yeah. If they
Huh?
can do the job as
Also,
equally as good,
for
yes.
instance, in your religion, when men will take on multiple wives, if they take on a fourth wife, they will value in her virginity, right?
Yes, virginity is.
But
does
hang
matter.
on. But they're obviously not valuing his virginity. He's no longer a virgin, right?
No,
It's gender roles.
it's gender roles.
No.
Yeah.
So the thing is that what Brian's saying here is accurate. He's saying, okay, in this particular case, the value that he places on a woman of virginity, even in your own culture, is highly valuable. And you must know this
Yeah, I do.
because by your own logic,
Thank you, Burmese.
a woman, if there's multiple wives, they're going to be selecting for virgin wives. In fact, it's imperative that they select for that.
Just think how you would like to think, and I have no disrespect for your opinion. I'm just grateful that I have the right to vote and I don't have to be drafted. So
Yeah, I get that you're grateful for the
You listen to that, it comes from a position of entitlement. I just have this right of vote and that's it, and I don't have to defend it. Which is the point of just having the right of vote. You have to be willing to defend it or have the possibility to do so.
right to vote, and I get that you're grateful that you don't have to be drafted. And I'm grateful you have actual arguments, right? In this particular case, though, you made the same argument, and that's what I don't understand because it's been defeated. I don't understand why it is that you think when you say, well, men, that is their role to go fight. I don't even disagree with you. I don't think that any of the Islamicists who hear this will disagree with you. I think all of us collectively would agree men's role is to fight in wars. But we would also agree that that means that the political power to send men off to war should be in the hands of men.
okay, that's your opinion.
Do you have a refutation?
I have nothing to say from that. That's your
Nothing.
opinion, and then you
Yeah.
can just
All
think
right.
what you want. Like, everyone has their own opinion.
I don't think they're understand.
Okay. All right. So you said it's men's job to do what?
I feel like a man should
to-
defend his country, yeah.
Okay. So then what's a woman's job?
Ooh.
To shelter, to nurture, to do what a woman's value
Yeah.
in life, whatever value she has to offer,
Right.
yeah.
But is she required to do that
She's
by
not.
the government? Can she be forced to do that by the government?
She's not.
Okay, and let's say women were forced to do that
Mm-hmm.
by the government. Would that be worse than being forced to go to war and potentially die.
So you're saying, because of this standpoint, you're saying that women shouldn't vote
That's
if
not
they
what
don't.
See, she's answering a question with a question, right? If you understand the dynamic here, Brian has to just put a stop to that. Say, stop answering my question with a question.
You feel? So what do you
I'm
want
not
from a woman?
arguing for a walking back of women's right to vote. What I am arguing for is an equalization of what the current status quo is. If men have to be drafted, so too do women.
But what good would that do with our physicality? No, but when it comes to statistics of the body, what would it benefit America for women with no intellect, ignorant women who don't know how to shoot a gun? How are we gonna help you guys in war in the battlefield rather than being behind and doing nursing? No, because that means you want women to die on battles because of equality.
So do you think
that's what it sounds like?
Let me answer. So do you think women should not be able to volunteer to join the military?
Yes, they could. Yes, they should. Anybody should have the right to do
hold on.
That's such a weird argument because the inverse would be true. So if you make the bold claim that, wait, you see, men are engineered to fight these wars. They're the best, the greatest, the finest who have ever existed at fighting wars. Women could never do it in a million years the way that they can. Again, I would totally agree with you. How is it that you can reconcile, though, that you should have the political power to send them off to fight one?
I didn't have no political power. I didn't choose for that.
I didn't ask you. Let her answer.
Hey, don't talk to my twin like that.
Yeah, that's a chest test right there. See, that's your chest test. You know how you start giggling? Andrew just passed the chest test right there and there. Right? They've been testing a lot, but nobody has stopped them. And Andrew just passed the test.
Well, I mean, I'm just being fair, right? I want to have the conversation with the person I'm having it with. The exchange that I've had with both of you have been highly respectful, but let's have the convo. Go ahead.
Okay. So you're saying, sorry, can you rephrase the question one more time?
Yeah, so I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Men are going to be way better at fighting wars than women. And that is their general role. They are the best at it, the best of the best of the best of the best. Why should you have the political power to send them off to do that again?
I think that it's not the woman. I think there's too much emphasis on the women sending men off to war. It's the whole country as a total vote. It's not just, me, if I say he has to go to war, then you guys have to go to war. No, it's literal, the way the government is set up, it's not based off of a woman's vote. It's literally not even the spot of all of us, it's like democracy.
Oh, well, if women's votes don't matter, then why do you want the right to vote?
It's as a whole. It's not just women. It's
so
women,
if as a whole,
men, as a whole.
Hang on. If as a whole, women's right to vote don't matter, then why do you want women to be able to vote?
That's not what I said. You're
so then as a whole, their vote does matter?
As a whole, it does make a difference, but it's not the entirety of the decision.
They can vote, and that could influence us to go to war?
So that's why I feel like you're invalid for your statement, because it doesn't make sense.
I see. So, well, let's find out.
It's not in the process of the government.
Okay, well, let us test the logic here and see.
It takes so much more to send women and to send men off of.
Well, let us find out which one of our logic makes the most sense. Yeah. So we start with women. Wait a second, my vote doesn't matter. I'm just a lonely female, and it's a collective of females. It's like, okay, I can accept that. It's a collective of women. But then if I say, well, wait, if women's votes don't matter, then why do you want the right to vote? You say, well, women's votes do matter. If that is true, then you are admitting that collectively women can influence the electoral process, which could include influencing the deciding factor on whether or not men go to war.
Yeah, because it's the humanity of your life. Like, you're putting your life in the hands of your government. And a woman lives here too. A woman lives in the other country too that they're going to war with. Why are you saying, I don't care about your life? Your life matters.
Wow. So basically she's making the argument that, hey, guys are just dispensable. That's it. She's making that argument. Her life matters more than the ones that go to war.
whether or not you're a man, whether or not you're a woman, whether or not you're fighting on the front
but because
basis.
you're incapable
you
of
are in this
truly-
country. You have a right to say what your life is here for.
That's a really easy thing to state that, hey, wait a second. I do understand that this is going to be a thing fought by men, and so I'm using the vote responsibly. There's no possible way for us to trust that, considering that you can vote for this thing and never suffer the negative repercussions of it.
They are suffering the repercussions. They absolutely are. Just not as equal to men. Just not as equal.
You're not suffering the negative repercussions of it. You're voting to send men off to fight your battles for you. You say this is what they're ontologically supposed to do. Their telos, their purpose, what they're ingrained to do is to fight wars. I even agree with that.
How is not losing someone you love
then why can't men
stop?
Hang on, let me ask the question, then he can answer. If it is so that it is their purpose to fight war, if it is so that it is ingrained in them to go and protect women and children and other men who are, enfeebled, then why shouldn't the destiny of who they fight the war with be solely in their own hands?
You think it should be solely in a man's hands?
No, answer that question with a
question. It should be solely in the hands of those who have the potential to go fight the war, not in those who do not.
Okay.
Can you tell me why that's wrong?
That's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
That's not wrong. I never said
That's why I don't want you to vote. That's why. You just said it's not wrong.
It's not wrong to feel that way.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. Yeah, because what is wrong? Who am I to say that is wrong? Wrong means that is haram. That is against God's nature.
Well,
so
wait a second.
Wrong.
That's funny that you bring up epistemology. You bring up the grounding foundation of all of your morals comes from God. So does mine.
Okay, so then why should I say that that's
when you
wrong?
say wrong,
that's not wrong.
Hang on. When you say wrong, you're agreeing with me that all right and wrong comes from God, right?
It's not wrong for you to feel that way. That's just
Are you agreeing that all right and wrong comes from God?
Yes.
And is God masculine or is God feminine?
Neither. It's the highest.
Wow. This is where you know that things have gotten corrupted. You see how she said God is he. They're talking about God as he. Right? And then here when things get real, her feminism comes in.
Neither. The highest. So the
why
highest
would I put
of
him
the
as
high.
why would I put God as a he or she? It's neither.
Oh, I see. And the highest prophet of God, was that a male or a female?
Male. All prophets are males.
All prophets are. That's really weird. That all prophets are male.
Because they're the leader.
All those prophets. Hang on.
Men are
all those
leaders.
prophets who are males.
That's why she said go to war. Go do your job. Go lead. Go lead for the country.
Chill out. Okay. I'm sorry. Do you think that Christians aren't patriarchists? Did you have that confused?
I love Christians. What?
Yeah, Christians are patriarchists as well. I'm not going to lead for a Muslim nation because I'm a Christian patriarchist. But if all of your prophets are male, well, that's really weird. How come God doesn't want his message sent through women?
Huh.
I'm not sure. I'm not God.
You're not sure?
I'm not God. How am I supposed to answer that question?
You're not sure? Does God want you to have authority over men?
If you put that in the Quran, then I would answer that question. If you put that in the Bible,
does God want you to have authority over men?
No.
No. Then why the fuck can you vote for when they go to war?
Because it's our right.
It's our right. It's our right because we're alive in this too.
That's that circle argument, right? A right. But right has to be defended. Who defends those rights are men. So if you cannot defend or potentially defend those rights, that's where the conversation comes in.
We have a part to war. Women have a central part in war, and you're trying to dismiss us because it's not as a negative. It is negative, but not as negative. You are right about that, but it's still negative for a woman to lose her love of her life, to lose her father, to lose her whole family in war.
That's fair. That's a fair argument. Hey, that's a fair argument too.
We have a part in war, and I hate that you guys are trying to say it's all men. Only war is about men. Men are about war. It's only that they're the only ones that suffer the consequences.
No, that's your argument. That's actually your argument to say men should fight the war. Your argument is to say men should fight the war because they're the most equipped.
Men dying change all of our lives. It changes all of our lives.
Hang on. You gotta let me finish my point, and then I'll let you finish yours.
No, go ahead.
It's actually your point to say.
He's very good. A lot of guys don't understand this. If you understand a little bit of social dynamics here, these are nags, right? She's testing him. And you notice how he put boundaries and she just go back? Because she respond to that kind of attitude. That's
They're the most badass, and they're the ones who need to fight because that's what a man does. That's what a man does. He goes out and he fights all those wars for you. It's like, okay, fair enough. That's what a man does on behalf of you.
Wait, so make that face one more time. Make the face one more time, Edge.
That's what a man does for you. If it is so.
Yo, clip it and ship it, boys.
That's what a man does on behalf of you. Then why is it that you should have the right to vote to make him do that instead of him, who, by the way, you have admitted your God only speaks through prophets, which are men. You have admitted women are not to have authority over men. Why in the fucking world then, according to your own worldview, should you have the authority to send men off to war ever, or any female politician ever?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ever.
Are you done?
I'm done.
All right, great. I was just waiting. Okay, so basically, I just have a simple point is that you are right about the prophets being, men should be a leader in life with women when it comes to like leadership in political parties and so forth. But it doesn't take away that a woman is just as important in the message the prophets have to give. Who was his mother? Miriam. She was so important in his message. She was so important.
Miriam?
His mom, Jesus' mom. What are you talking about?
You mean Mary?
Her name is Miriam.
She said.
No, she said Miriam.
That's her name.
It's Mary.
Well, that's like
okay.
that's for other. It's
Maximus. What was the philosopher?
okay. If you guys literally just stop thinking from a Christian point of view, it's all religions don't call her Mary. In my religion, I call her Mary.
No, I understand. Okay, I get it. From your perspective, you're calling her Mary.
Christian ideology is Mary. Okay, I respect it, but how I say her name is Miriam.
Okay, move on.
Okay.
And the point of what I'm saying is, a woman has a part in.
I think nice back and forward, but this is the problem we're here, folks. This is the problem right here. They have the right to vote, right? But they don't have the same responsibility. And this is what is happening right now. And we elect a female politician, and we have to understand that their problems have to be defended by us. And that's a huge problem. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.